Oh, would I go on Ink Master?
I don't think I would go on Ink Master.
Would I go on Ink Master again? I don't think so. I don't think I'm good Ink Master material.
If you would asked me if I would have went on Ink Master a year ago, again, I probably would have said yeah, but now at this point, it's a no for me, dog. I don't know if I will go on there anymore.
Probably not, because I'll probably lose.
Nope, I will not go to Ink Master.
Well, I was on there as a judge, and that was pretty fun, so I would do it.
I think if I went on as a judge, I would do a guest judge spot. But, you know, I've spent so many years like building my rapport with all my clientele and collectors, and I feel pretty secure with that. So I think if I got invited as that, I would do that.
No disrespect to anybody that's on there or any of the great artists there, but I just wouldn't go on because I feel like those kind of shows are more for the drama and all the bullshit that's on there rather than focusing on the actual art and learning techniques, learning the tattoo process.
I've considered it, but I'm also super awkward and get very nervous.
What?
So
Because I'm extremely awkward on camera, like right now.
I can barely do this fucking interview, so it's definitely not gonna work out for me on TV.
You should go on Ink Master.
yeah, you tried to get me to do it last time. I couldn't do
It'd
it.
be so funny.
For you?
Just for me, though.
Just for you.
That was an interesting one. I've actually never watched an episode.
To be honest, I've never seen an episode. Because I'm Italian, I don't think we have that program in Italy.
What would it take for you to go on?
Ah, man. A family feast from KFC. I'd want it every night.
I was asked to do Ink Master once, but I actually decided to do a different show on MTV instead.
I've been asked a few years in a row, and it's not my thing.
A family feast.
All right.
Or potato and gravy, biscuits.
I'd go on Ink Master because I definitely appreciate all styles of tattooing, and I think it'd be fun to run amok and see what happens.
I feel like the competition aspect was really cool. I like competing against other tattooers, but honestly, just the hecticness and everything is just not.
Yeah, that sounds terrible. That sounds awful.
I already get nervous at conventions.
I'm nervous right now.
Yeah.
So I don't even know if I can do that.
New Zealand butter. New Zealand butter. Has to be New Zealand butter.
I have some friends that have been there, and I'm really not sure. I feel like there's a lot of pressure.
I just think it's not really fair to kind of rush a client to, you know, do a 4-hour piece. Then they have to live with it. Then you have to hear how bad it was, all for the sake of an artist, you know, winning a competition.
I tried one of the best things on this trip, Mexican Coke. Not the Coke that feeds your nose, but the Coke that feeds your diabetes. I tried it thanks to Carlos Torres. He introduced me to the Mexican Coke, and I bought like 5 bottles and I put in my nice little like mini fridge in my dodgy motel.
I don't know, you know, like the first time I was super focused on tattooing and super shy, like I didn't want to break down or cry or swear or anything like that. And then the second time I went like, okay, whatever, I'm just gonna let this wave crash me and let America see all of this. And it was in teams, and my team member was very difficult. And you know, all the preparation you have to do to go, and you know, I have a lot of responsibilities, and to leave everything fixed at home to go and film this, it was just not worth it for me.
I mean, my mind might change soon, and I used to want to, but I don't think so anymore. It's just their values are different than where I hold my values, so you know, I don't think it's for me.
I don't really enjoy the drama part, but it shows something like my own personal opinion, my personality, and also how I understand for tattoo that part. It's kind of like maybe showing people something I want to show people. I think that maybe it's a good idea.
Man, I've been really thinking about that a lot lately, because I did get an email 2 or 3 months ago asking if I would come on. I think the reason I wouldn't is because just personal things going on with life. Nothing to do with the show. I have a lot of friends that have been on the show. It looks like they have a blast and tear each other's hearts out, so why not have fun with that?
I mean, from already being on Ink Master, I would definitely go on Ink Master again. I learned a lot, being able to be coached by some of the best in the world,
you know, Anthony, DJ. I mean, I learned more than I've learned my whole career in that 2 months being there.
I don't know. I'm not sure. It's like 50-50. But then I think of consequences and it leads me the other way.
Some television shows that have to do with tattoos, it's kind of like they're gonna chop it up how they want to. They're gonna make it not as much about the work as it should be.
So I've been contacted by Ink Master a couple times. I've definitely thought about it. Watching more of it, I feel like it's super stressful now, and I feel like I already have like a pretty good sense of networking. So maybe, but it definitely, like, I was more gung-ho about doing it when I started tattooing versus like where I am now. I'd rather just kind of travel and not have that type of attention. If you're starting out or you don't have a big following, I definitely think that it's a good way to like get your name out there, to get your work out there. But at the same time, like, you could also do a really bad tattoo and like it can work negatively, because some publicity is definitely negative publicity.
A year ago, I would say I would have wanted to go on there just to prove that I could do a lot better. I mean, I did fine the first time around, but I feel like I could have went further.
I mean, knowing what I know now, hell yeah, because, you know, obviously it worked out for me pretty well. I think it would take a lot of convincing myself to go back and play that game again, because it's more like the Hunger Games than a tattoo competition, you know? Yes, it's a tattoo competition, but it's so much more than that. You can't just go in and expect to do good tattoos and survive, because it's mentally exhausting. It's a battle. You fight yourself every single day. You live with the people you're competing with. You get sucked in this crazy bubble and it overtakes your life. And it took me a while to get my head straight afterwards again and like any tattoos I did for a while afterwards, you know, having paranoia about being constantly judged and everything you do not being good enough. And I had to have a sort of a self-love revelation after competing. And it was a struggle, but it did make me better in a lot of ways. But it's a commitment. It's not just the filming that changes you, it's what comes afterwards and everything as well.
I mean, earlier in my career, I'd thought about it, and I pretty much was almost all the way through the process. It's funny, the lady who was interviewing me to go on is actually like here hanging out with us at the booth, so it's pretty ironic. Our paths ended up crossing again anyways. That happened right after I came out with kind of that Joker piece that really kind of set my career, and then I went to New York. And I just kind of then realized like, I could do more harm than good for, I don't know, they could make me look like a total douche if they wanted to. And I don't know, I didn't really know how it all worked. It was kind of, yeah, so no.
A lot of people have told me that if I went on Ink Master, it would actually hurt me. A couple times I almost went on. I mean, I was about to sign, you know, on that line, and I'm glad I didn't.
I think most of the people that are doing Ink Master now, they're jumping at the opportunity to get on television, thinking it's going to really kind of boost their careers. And I think that's kind of a smart thing to a degree. I think if you had done it maybe 5 years ago, when it first started, I think it would have probably a bit smarter back then. I think that the people who won't do it nowadays are the people who feel that the TV shows are kind of bastardizing the industry. It's poking fun at a lot of stuff. It's improperly educating the populace of people getting tattooed nowadays, because now people think that they're smarter than they actually are when it comes to making decisions with tattoos and whatnot. So I can see both ends of it. I mean, hell, I've done it myself, so I can't really say much.
I would love to go on Ink Master. I've actually been asked to do it before, and I didn't think I was ready. I'm pretty new to the industry, at least that's how I feel like. And I've heard from people that have done it that it was a really crazy experience just because of the stress and how much it takes out of you. So I think like if I got asked again, I think I would say yes.
I don't have anything against Ink Master, but I don't necessarily feel like it's probably for me. Nothing against, fair play to anyone who does it, but I just don't really, I'm not really into, you know, hanging upside down and being frozen while I'm doing a tattoo. Regardless of how educated these people are, what is this panel of judges? Who are they to say that your tattoo's not good? And maybe that person, once they get it on their skin, should kind of be allowed to think it's good. Like, I want them to think it's good. I just think it's a kind of like, just kind of mean-spirited to tell them it's bad. I mean, if it looks like fucking shit, I just might say, oh, dude, that's cool, and then go, oh, did you see that thing? Oh, it was bad, you know, but let them be stoked on it. I just like to see people happy.